Hey everybody, welcome to the latest edition of Sketchy Go Ichie. I'm your host, Roger Andrews, illustrator, artist, graphic designer, content creator. And the content I'm creating for you today is Boba Fett. I don't know if you heard of him. If you're old school like me, you lived with it, you grew with it. But now, if you're all on The Mandalorian, you know all about Boba Fett and you'll know more in the future. Speaking of knowing more, how about knowing more about how to color a Boba Fett? I take this little sketch that I did a little while ago, applied a little color to it in Procreate, and you're gonna see how simple it is. All right? So, you like Boba Fett, you like sketching, you like drawing, stay tuned and enjoy.
Sketchy Go Ichie.
Yeah, here we go. Like I said, Boba Fett, Mandalorian, killing it. Star Wars, killing it. Disney, killing it. So, why can't we all kill it doing some color work? First off, if you can see here, this is literally like a super rough sketch. I believe I did this for a project a couple years ago. My buddies over at Pilot Studio. Clearly a Star Wars thing. And my ultimate goal here was to create a sort of exaggerated version of Boba Fett, character from, I originally seen it in Empire Strikes Back. I'm not sure if he was in the comics before that or not, but classic, old school bounty hunter from George Lucas's mind, I'm sure filtered through Ralph McQuarrie's sketch hand or character design / environmental design hand, then revitalized many years later after his what would you say, less than honorable demise in Return of the Jedi. I guess they kind of retcon that. If you watch The Mandalorian, you can see that in detail. But he's back with a fury, gonna have his own series, Book of Boba Fett. And I thought, hey, bring it back. Maybe it's clickbait, I don't know. But if you've clicked on here and you like what you see, obviously click the like button. But if it brought you in, great, welcome. And here's the thing I want to share with you guys. When I'm coloring characters, particularly ones that have a specific color palette, the best way to do it, and I've showed this in some of my previous videos, so you can go back and kind of see it more in depth. But the best way to do it, in my opinion, is to find the piece of reference that best reflects this, in this particular case, this Star Wars character. As you can see there, I sort of plopped in on a new layer, basically the full figure of Boba Fett, costume from top to bottom. So that way I can actually color select each of the different sections of that, that photograph. And once I have a color selection, I could just fill that area. So the process is this. Let me get a little detail in here. I'm working in Procreate. I have the latest version of the app and the latest iPad. I literally just got a new iPad. So I gotta do a video on that because this thing, I'm loving it. And the specs are, I think this was a 8.5 by 11 custom canvas size. There are exactly 5 layers that I've used here. One of which, of course, is that line art, which, by the way, was rendered in black, but I sort of changed the color of the line to be that sort of orangey color. Not sure why. Of course, there's a background layer, which is that gray, and these colors. And I broke them up into, I want to say 3 different layers. And, the greens are kind of all on one, the reddish ones, and sort of the earthy tones, the orangey tans are on another. And I just kind of did that just so that if I needed to go back and edit the color, it'd be way easy. But anyways, simplicity of it, it's easy, it's fast. You literally just color pick and select the colors you want, put them in the areas where you deem appropriate, and let it rip. Oh, by the way, speaking of letting it rip, I chose to kind of start to do maybe like a digital paint of this. And I decided, let me save that for another video. So you can see me here, I'm just kind of like, I'll zoom in a second. All I did was really just start to block in some light highlight. Again, the beauty of this all being layered, rendered digitally in Procreate is that I could quickly just throw a layer on top, apply a clipping mask to that layer, and that connects it, that binds it to that, say, that sort of reddish color. And then now I can just add my shadows and highlight on just that section, like just that second section of his little arm band, his little wristband things there, this rocket launcher or / controller. And that's all there is to it. To color simply in Procreate, it's just a matter of color selection, as I suggested earlier, using good reference, and layering. And don't be afraid to add as many layers as you need to kind of get your point across. And another thing to consider too is having that background layer underneath. As you've noticed here, I've kind of changed it to a darker gray. I just thought it had more punch to it. And also, if you've noticed, because the line art is on its own layer, I've changed it from that orangey color to this black. And really, guys, that is all there is to it. Boba Fett, simple color. Here it is, head to toe. Again, I'd love using these digital apps, and so should you. All right, that's that. Sketchy go ichie. Live your moment. Happy sketching, y'all.